Hi, I'm Ainsley McClellan, and this is Montreal, a city where a big snowstorm always gets people talking. Clearing snow is a major logistical challenge in a densely populated city like Montreal, and it has been throughout much of the city's history. How we deal with that snow has changed over time. And we'll hear from some Montreal researchers who are working to design the snow removal of the future using artificial intelligence.
Like as any researcher, we are trying to solve real problems of our daily life.
That's Lokman Sboui. He's a professor at the System Engineering Department at ETS, the École de Technologie Supérieure. His research is related to what's called the Internet of Things, Internet-connected objects, which at first glance doesn't sound like it has anything to do with snow, but then one day, he looked out the window.
I was thinking, what can we do to use AI in which project? And the answer was easy because it was a snowstorm like 2 days ago, and then the snow is still there, so I said, let's have a solution for this using AI. And it started from this. And now after 3 years, like we have 3 scientific articles accepted, peer-reviewed. And we are happy to start to collaborate with the city of Montreal to make it real.
Sboui and his team have used traffic camera data to get a better sense of how much snow has actually accumulated on the streets in different parts of the city. The idea is that this data could be a factor in helping to determine which streets get done first.
So usually in a traditional way of doing the snow removal operation, like there are like already pre-planned routes of snow removal. And there are different categories, like there are like high priority routes that are leading to hospitals, for example, and then less priority. However, in this same category, we don't really have like a ranking or a priority of like certain routes over the others. So this information can give like an additional idea on what are the routes among the same category to start with. And this recommendation will come up with the corresponding gains in terms of like maybe distance or the quantity of CO2 emission, or even the portion of roads with high priority that will be covered. So overall, this can help in optimizing the operation.
He says the idea isn't that you would start with a little side street just because the drifts happen to be higher than down the middle of Sherbrooke Street, but that within your established priorities, you could pick the best routes. But a storm is a storm, right? How much does the accumulation actually vary from street to street?
Yeah, so it's true that normally the depth is almost the same. However, we don't know if the depth is the same as the predictions of the weather. So this tool will give more visibility on what is actually on the roads. And like to give you an example, in places like the downtown, the prediction is something, and then the actual depth is totally different because of the microclimate that we have inside downtown. And this can change the actual depth in the roads. And it's in real time. So if it's plowed or it's operated already or removed, we have this information as well.
He says the street camera data can also give a better sense of how the snow is affecting traffic in different areas, which can also get factored into the prioritization. At this point, I was thinking, this sounds like pretty fine-tuning. With such a massive operation, with so many boroughs, different crews, many variables of priority streets, managing street parking, what difference could it possibly make to tinker around the edges like this? But Lokman Sboui argues, because it's such a massive operation, every little bit counts.
So just to give you a number, like the cost of snow removal last year in 2024 in Montreal was $200 million. And if we can optimize even a fraction of this, like let's say 1%, 0.5%, it will be like $1 million. So really optimizing small parts in this overall operation will have like interesting gains. And also it has an impact in the environmental aspect. So if we reduce 1% of the CO2 emission, it's a big achievement.
So who knows? Maybe AI-assisted snow clearing will be the Siccar snowblower of the 21st century. In the meantime, there's still at least a few days of snow clearing ahead in Montreal, and the city is asking people to be patient. This is Montreal is produced by Sarah Dubray. I'm Ainsley McClellan. Thanks for listening. Stay warm. We'll talk to you next week.
For more CBC podcasts, go to cbc.ca/podcasts.